So this is a new Meanwell power supply fan blower duct for my Creality Ender 5 Plus, and I've already put two M5mm bolts in the corners there, as you see, quite short ones. You don't want too long. These are, I think, 10mm long. Sorry, that's going out of focus there. And I've drilled these out to 2.5 and then forced Allen head, cup head bolt in and then back out, and I do the like tapping. So that puts a thread on the inside these holes for an M3 bolt in each of the bolt, and that's for 1 to 40mm fans to go in there, and that will go on. I'll show you just now the PSU screw on. Going to be awkward to screw this on, but I've had to. You'll have to actually obviously unplug your printer. Don't leave it plugged in, because there are bare main contacts in your Creality Ender 5 Plus, believe it or not. Just take my word for that. I'll try and show you that if I remember. So the power unit, PSU sort of supply unit, has to be unscrewed from the, well, I've got mine upside down on the left hand side, so that you can raise it up, and then you can get in this screw, well, bolt, and that's bolt head to bolt them on. So here's my Creality Ender 5 Plus. I've took the bottom plate off. There's about 6 screws, M3s, but these are the bare sort of contacts. These can slide, these, like, they do have this, I've got the power off, don't worry, but this wire here will be live. It might be just a bare bit under there that you could accidentally touch. Even when it's off, this is still live. This white cable is coming from the mains and then going down to the power supply, which I've already fitted these 2 fans. These are under the thermostatic control inside. I've already unbolted the 4, I think it's 4 bolts out the side here, so I can move this about. It's going to be hard. I'm trying to do this virtually one-handed. Right, I'm going to screw this on. See, there's 2 holes here, M5, well, that's what I've got mine as. This is where the original Meanwell fan went, and that is extremely noisy. I'll screw this on and then I'll come back. Well, there you are, that's bolted on there. Okay, and obviously 2 40mm fans, and I do have some fan guards to go on there, so air should fit in this gap. I have an Octopus version 1 control board, but there's a gap here, but those 2 fans with the fan guards on should fit in, I hope. If not, I'm going to have to redesign this to be a bit less deep, but this might not be all the way back at the moment. Okay, so there's the power supply. These will be on, I plan to have these on all the time, okay, off the control board port here. Octopus version 1. These are powered from inside the PSU. Be careful, because capacitors, and obviously power off. holes cut in the top for them, I think. So those are on the, like the thermostatic switch on and off. If it gets too warm, they'll switch on, even if these fans aren't powerful enough. Right there we are, the two like finger guards, not normally that you're going to be reaching in here, but to keep wires out. Yeah, those fit in there okay, and those will draw air from round here over the top of the control board octopus. I'll turn it on just now if I can. I don't know, you might see the blades moving a bit. Just shift that wire over a bit if I can, out the way of the video sort of thing. Right, you might see, you certainly see this one start up. I'll turn it off. Spin a bit. I do have UPS on here. Yeah, you see that one on the right slowing down. There's my UPS from Creality. It stores some power in the capacitors. If there's a power cut, saves the file to an SD card. You need an SD card in, and then when you boot up, it remembers that position, so to speak, and restarts from that position to print. I'll have to screw this. Can be a bit fiddly this, because you have to get the holes lined up just right. Okay, and I'll show you that. But these two fans will be on all the time the printer's on. These other two are under the thermostatic control. That is actually inside the PSU. Well, I've screwed it in now, 4 bolts. Okay, screw into these sort of side pieces. I'll turn it on. I think these are two different fans, same size basically. 40 mm, 10 millimeters deep. Let's have a look, see if I always have to check the display, because these wires can easily come off. Another thing, when I'm turning it over, quite often it'll pull the wire out for the stepper, and the last thing you wanted to do is start up while that stepper is not plugged in, because it's going to knock all your levels out. What I generally use is a mirror. You have to read back to front. This is like LCD 128/64, yeah, that's the display I normally use. This is a touch screen, so I can do the touch option as well. That seems to be working alright. Make sure this plug hasn't plugged in. When I turn it back over, I'll put the plate back on here, turn it back over, get put together. But as I say, this one on the right, you might see it slow down when I've just turned the power off there. Only slightly there, we just see so it is working. Well, I've screwed this plate on. As you see, this has been hacked into quite a bit. These two holes are for these two fans. I think I used a jigsaw, a bit out of line there, but enough air will get in. I need to turn it over. As I say, I have to watch for this plug getting pulled out the stepper. And then it has to be like pushed back. And there's a couple of Allen bolts go in the frame front and back, so I have to drag it forward to get in the back to put them in. Well, I've screwed it back in. When you're putting it back, you have to watch out wires aren't getting caught between the back of this control box and that like 20 section going across there. I need to stick these labels down again. Peeled off. I've got the power on. So that's my boot screen. And that's my status screen, I think that's called. I'll do a home just to make sure that plug is plugged in firmly there. Check that one. I do have a Raspberry Pi here for OctoPint, a relay thing for the light switch on the printer, and another voltage drop down for fans or something else, 12-volt fans. Okay, let's do a auto home. I'm going to press that, and it's moving home here. Move home at the back, then the Z will, if they're both wide up, okay. BL touch here, still gets a good thumbs up. So that one's turning, this one's turning, okay, so that's plugged in, seems to be working, and light switch is working. So I have a little green light here, LED, that's connected to those 280mm fans on top of the PSUs. So that light, when that comes on, the red one here is for a couple of fans I have under here. These switch on when it's finished printing and I want the bed to cool down. They blow cool air onto the underside of the build plate, so to speak, although there is insulation here, but they do help speed up the cool down of the bed by about 15 minutes, those two fans there. So that speeds up the time I can get a part off the bed, or want to get a part off the bed. That's about all I can say, is I think these two 40mm fans will be more, well, I'm pretty sure they're more powerful than the two blowers and the other unit I had in here. So that'll mean, I think that'll mean that these two other fans will not need to come on so much. Not that that's ever been an impact for me. Turn it off. Takes a bit to shut down, especially with the UPS, uninterruptible power supply. Yeah, I know it's a mess, but there we go. Make sure your heat bed, like fan, power supply, is free to move, not getting caught up, because that needs to move up and down as the bed moves up and down, so to speak. And that's about it, I think.